So what Ripple has always done is taken that baseline technology, and we've said from the very start, from the outset, that every technology needs a use case.
So it didn't matter if you were in stocks, bonds, Bitcoin, or anything else. Everything dropped because investors were panicking. They had fear.
Knowing that it will be open source and can be used in other contexts, which we've definitely seen with the Stellar Disbursement platform, was built very laser focused on this issue in Ukraine.
She would sell all of her Bitcoin because if she doesn't sell it now, but absent its intrinsic value, it couldn't be money. And Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. It's just a digital string of numbers.
So it's okay to acknowledge that it hasn't been as successful as other scaling solutions. That's fine. The question is, what do we do from here?
Decade or so. When I say decade, I'm talking about 10 to 15 years. We're going to see all sorts of amazing advances. We're going to have cars that fly themselves, literally flying cars, they're coming. We will have drones delivering almost everything. We're going to have robotic friends and companions, and this is really important in the West because, the pandemic of loneliness.
You begin that social credit score, and you have a central bank that can allow or disallow you to spend money on certain things. And I think that as a freedom-loving people, that is somewhere we do not want to go.
Enjoy the ride, pal.
If you got some baggies, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more Moon o'clock news. No breakfast, no coffee, just straight extra. Bullishness. Shout out to the latest sub. We got Jason Horn in the building. Appreciate you stopping by, smashing them Nikes, stuffing some baggies. Go ahead, throw on those moon suits, throw on those pilot shades. Buckle up, cause the future's extra bullish. Let's go full speed, full throttle into the cryptoverse. We have the total global cryptocurrency market cap today at 2.39 trillion, down about 1.2% in the past 24. We got XRP in the number 8 spot, currently right around 49 cents, up about 0.9% in the past 24, down about 20% in the past 7 days. We got Stellar XLM right around 10-11 cents, BTC 62K 844, ETH right around 3,000. We got Flare Networks right around 3 cents, Axelar $1.07, XDC 0.037, Songbird right around a penny, Stronghold 0059, and we got Zahao right around 11 cents. We got one from XRP drops to pop things off. Ripple's working with over 500 organizations today, and many of them are using XRP at the heart as a bridge currency. It's already happening. Know what you hold.
So, Ripple believes in utility. So there are a lot of crypto players out there who frankly won't last long. And
it scares a lot of people in logistics, I think, if they start to dabble in that.
Absolutely. It scares a lot of us. So what Ripple has always done is taken that baseline technology, and we've said from the very start, from the outset, that every technology needs a use case. And for us, the very clear use case is payments, because the XRP ledger, which is an open source public blockchain, was purpose built for payments, for speed of transaction. So we absolutely see it, over 500 organizations are working with us today, and many of them are using XRP at the heart as a bridge currency. So that is already happening, and we see much more coming.
XRP, built for payments. We got high vibe assets. Ripple to meet with the SEC about settlement. Prepare yourself on April 16th. 2024 today, 2 p.m. Counsel for all parties shall appear for a final pre-trial conference, courtroom 15D. Drain the swamp. Free the standard. Gary, you still there? We have subject views in the recent BIS paper, The Finternet, the Financial System for the Future by Augustine Karsteins. They state that the new monetary system that is evolving on distributed ledger technologies like XRP could possibly use a multi-ledger approach. The future is interoperable. XRP, Mr. Interoperability. The concept of a unified ledger does not mean one ledger to rule them all. We got Bitcoin Magazine. Just in, Fox Business says the Bitcoin halving is potentially a major mover.
We are just 5 days away from a potentially major mover that hits the crypto world only once every 4 years. It's this Bitcoin halving event, HALVING event, when the supply of new Bitcoin just gets chopped in half. It happens on Saturday. Meanwhile, the original digital coin continues to try and navigate the tumult that began with a jaw-dropping 8% drop Saturday night when a swarm of Iranian attack drones and missiles headed straight for Israel. Right now, Bitcoin is down about $4,300. And it stands at the moment at $62,775. Now, since Friday, Bitcoin has fallen 6.33%. Ethereum down 4.7%. Litecoin got hit the hardest, fell about 9.91%. How will Bitcoin, though, let's focus on that for a minute, grapple with the forces it faces, including not just the Iran-Israel situation, but tax season selling? Let's bring in an early crypto investor and longtime Bitcoin bull, Pomp Investments, Anthony Pompliano. We'll get to the tax selling in a bit. I find that fascinating. But we know one thing about Saturday night. Bitcoin offered zero safe haven. It tanked. I was watching it. How are people supposed to infer what Bitcoin can be best for during times of trouble?
Yeah, this is a great story, and I think something worth paying attention to. But the story actually starts with gold. So at the end of last week, gold started to hit an all-time high and was pushing up. And I actually wrote a letter on Friday to investors, and I said, hey, is gold actually signaling that a major geopolitical event could be occurring in the next few days? Mm-hmm. Saturday, we get the attack. And so who was buying gold? Was Iran buying gold? Was China buying gold? Why was gold going up a couple of days before? Is it a country who believed that there was going to be severe financial sanctions against their country, and so they wanted to protect their central bank assets? It's interesting. Then, of course, when the attacks actually occurred, Bitcoin did drop. But I think we can go back to 2020 and see why Bitcoin dropped over the weekend. In 2020, during COVID's kind of initial pandemic outbreak, all asset prices fell and correlations went to 1. So it didn't matter if you were in stocks, bonds, Bitcoin, or anything else. Everything dropped because investors were panicking. They had fear. And so naturally what they want is they want US dollars in that situation. And so thankfully the stock market was closed on Saturday and Bitcoin was really the only market that was trading.
That's right. Because it trades 24/7 for those.
Of course. So what was happening was people were scared, right? So what do? They sell liquid assets and they want to raise dollars in order to be able to have those dollars and figure out what's going to happen.
We got Mr. Man XRP. A unified ledger does not imply a single ledger. However, I am aware of one that can fit into this architecture. A shared ledger integrates digital money forms, maintaining money singleness by ensuring consistent trading, final settlement, and programmable transfers. Crucial for money to effectively coordinate the economy as a single, unambiguous unit of account. The XRP ledger acts as a global shared ledger. Chris Larson states it himself. We got Mr. 13 LMAO literally telling you right in front of your face. HSBC, Visa, Citi, MasterCard, Santander, R3, all working with Ripple. We got Digital Pound Foundation. A new phase of experimentation has been announced for the UK. We got one from Stellar Aura. Global conflicts highlight the pressing need to enhance digital infrastructure for aid and economic recovery. Enter the Stellar disbursement platform facilitating real-time instant settlements for bulk digital disbursements.
Certainly the private sector brings a lot of I hesitate to say this when I'm sitting next to someone from Ukraine because you're so innovative and move so quickly, as particularly in the time of war. But I think more generically, if you look across the globe, the private sector innovates more quickly and is a little bit more agile. And so that's something that we bring, but also being just so mindful of building solutions with the local folks involved, so they know what the real issues are. And at the same time, we are very mindful of trying to do that, knowing that it will be open source and can be used in other contexts, which we've definitely seen with the Stellar disbursement platform. Was built very laser focused on this issue in Ukraine, and now it's being used for payroll. Yeah. Right? It's like if you can do bulk disbursements, there are more and more companies that have a remote workforce and getting paid across borders. Even the UN has been using it. It's great. That's the other benefit of open source, is that you might build it thinking, oh, this can be used in these 10 ways. Yeah. And then someone sees it and they say, oh, well, here are another 10 ways. And then they contribute and maybe change. And it's a live dynamic process.
BIS, the Internet, a vision for the future financial system of multiple interconnected financial ecosystems, much like the Internet. First, we had the Internet information. I welcome in the Internet of value. Running on XRP ledger. We got the Bitcoin therapist. Natalie Bruno just absolutely murdered Peter Schiff on live television.
Bitcoin is going much lower than this. If Natalie were smart, as soon as this segment is over, she would sell all of her Bitcoin, because if she doesn't sell it now, she's going to sell it later at a much lower price.
All right. Well, them's what we call fighting words, and I think there's similar drivers for both, but let me introduce the two. Natalie, meet Peter. Peter, meet Natalie. All right, Natalie, some choice words for you. What would you tell Peter?
Oh, I know, Peter. And you know what? Bitcoiners don't feel the need to constantly attack gold because we're not threatened by gold. And the reason that we have this failed fiat experiment that has impoverished our nation is because of the defects of gold. The fact that it's not easily portable, it's not easily verifiable, it doesn't offer instant final global settlement. And so you know what? Centralized authorities hijacked it, they papered over it, and we have a system of leverage and rehypothecation that hurts the working class. Bitcoin is immune to all of that. It is the savings account for billions of people that we really need and can most rely on, and it offers that final global settlement that we need. And so gold is the analog version of sound money, but Bitcoin is the digital version, and that's why it's going to be the faster horse in this race.
Peter?
There's nothing sound about Bitcoin. It's losing the race right now. Take a look at your screen. Gold is up $25, $26, and Bitcoin is getting clobbered. You know, there is no flaw in gold. Gold worked great for 5,000 years. The problem is the flaw is with governments. The flaw is with human beings, not with gold. But Bitcoin is really flawed because it doesn't have any actual value. Gold is the most useful metal on the periodic table. That's why it's money. Now, it has great characteristics that make it better money than other commodities, but absent its intrinsic value, it couldn't be money. And Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. It's just a digital string of numbers. And all of this is just a bunch of hype.
Nerdy X chimes in. Final global settlement. You still buy Bitcoin fiat and sell it for fiat. LMAO. The delusion is real. Countries are buying gold right now because it's a hedge against inflation. Bitcoin scarcity without liquidity. Gold isn't as volatile as Bitcoin for a reason. There's no such thing as a digital gold besides tokenization of gold itself. We got 707 crypto. Meanwhile, the Lightning Network hasn't succeeded as a mainline scaling solution for Bitcoin. It's 10,000 times less transaction volume than stable coins.
As of today, there's only about $300 million worth of capital in Lightning. It's processing around $1 to $2 billion worth of transactions a year. That's very small relative to stablecoins. It's 10,000 times less. So Lightning hasn't succeeded as a mainline scaling solution for Bitcoin. It was the thrust of development for the last 6 or 7 years, but it hasn't succeeded in line with the expectations of the most of the Bitcoiners that were around back then, certainly including myself. So it's okay to acknowledge that it hasn't been as successful as other scaling solutions. That's fine. The question is, what do we do from here? Do we double down on Lightning for another 7 years? Or do we explore other scaling solutions? I'm certainly in the latter camp.
But, Bitcoin's the future. Know what you hold? We got Mr. Man XRP. The future, 2 to 10 years summed up in 3 minutes. Self-driving vehicles, flying vehicles, crossbred food, designer meats, augmented medical, robotic housekeepers, drones delivering everything, AI doctors and mirrors, and cures for all diseases.
All right. So, in the next decade or so, when I say decade, I'm talking about 10 to 15 years, we're going to see all sorts of amazing advances. Finally, we're going to have cars that drive themselves and don't crash. This is likely to happen in the next 2 or 3 years. We're going to have cars that fly themselves, literally flying cars, they're coming. We will have drones delivering almost everything. We won't need to have, our Instacarts and so on send human beings over. They can simply drone it over. We're going to have robotic housekeepers. If you remember Rosie from the Jetsons, she's coming. We're going to have robotic friends and companions. And this is really important in the West because, the pandemic of loneliness. And we're going to have AI doctors. Not only the magical mirrors that Helen showed us, but actually intelligent assistants who monitor our health, who have all of our data, and who can guide us better than human beings can. Well, I think we're going to see this within the next 5 years or so. And then we're going to have cures for all diseases, practically, almost every disease, including cancer. This is my life's mission, to cure cancer. And I'll tell you more about that. We will also have gene-edited plants so that we can grow food in the desert and all sorts of other amazing things. Gene-edited humans. Yes, this is coming. And so is Jurassic Park. If you Google George Church and the work he's doing, He's working on bringing back the woolly mammoth, but these are coming. And then bionic enhancements. If you remember the $6 million man, Steve Austin, watch a couple of those shows. Yes, Steve Austin is coming in the next 10 to 15 years or so. And there's much, much more. We're talking about virtual worlds and holodecks. The next 3 or 4 years, the technology will be perfected to the point that we're going to be having these meetings on Mars or the moon or wherever else. 3D printed houses, electronics, household goods, space colonies, the next green revolution, the vertical farms, 3D printed meat. I'm going to talk more about this. Unlimited and almost free clean energy. It's coming. Commercial space exploration is coming. All happening at the same time. Because this is the history of technology, exponential. It took thousands of years to go from agriculture to pottery to the plow to mathematics. And voila, over the last 100 years, we've had advance after advance after advance. We are like those frogs in the water, which is getting hotter and hotter.
The best is yet to come. Crawl, walk. Then we rock it. We got another one from Bitcoin Magazine. U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn, CBDCs are a spy tool for government control. Bitcoin is a very good thing.
And one of the things that we look at is the freedom aspect, the privacy aspect of Bitcoin. That's a very good thing. And, as people are more distrustful of governments and they want control over their assets, so this is something that they have that unilateral control. That's a good thing. Yes, the CBDCs, I have led against that, especially when it comes to the digital yuan. During the Olympics in Beijing, the Chinese Communist Party wanted everybody to load the digital yuan on their phone, so much so that they were willing to give it away free. And they did that because it's a spy tool for them. And when you have a digital currency, a central bank digital currency, then you begin that social credit score, and you have a central bank that can allow or disallow you to spend money on certain things. And I think that as a freedom-loving people, that is somewhere we do not want to go.
Bitcoin can also be controlled and manipulated. Bitcoin is not the answer.
And look, I'm a bull on Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin, but I also think we need to acknowledge that when Bitcoin is more than 50% of the mining in China, that China can control those technologies. And I think we in the U.S. really need to get in sync with other major economies across the world and how we look at an asset like XRP and treat it similarly.
XRP, faster, cheaper, more efficient, the immutable, distributed ledger, bridge asset. Know what you hold, know what's coming, and know why. They want you out. Meanwhile, the BTC halving is coming. Absolute scarcity at its finest. And we got the impact of the halving on Bitcoin's centralization relates to the economics of mining. Here's how it could influence centralization. Increased cost of mining as the block rewards decrease. The immediate revenue for miners also falls. This can put financial pressure on the small miners who have less efficient operations, higher costs of electricity, older mining hardware, etc., since their profit margins become thinner. Economies that scale large mining operations often have better access to the cheapest power rates and more capital to invest in the latest, most efficient mining hardware. They are more likely to remain profitable post-halving, meanwhile, smaller miners might find it difficult to sustain operations. This could potentially lead to concentration of mining power in a few hands, thus increasing centralization. Impact on the network security. If many small miners shut down due to decreased profitability, the overall hash rate, the total computational power used to mine and process transactions of the Bitcoin network could temporarily decrease. The concentration of hash power could theoretically make Bitcoin more vulnerable to attacks, such as the 51% attack where the entity gains control of the majority of mining power and can manipulate transactions. Long-term adaptation. Post-halving decreased rewards could be offset by the increase in the price of Bitcoin, as has been observed historically. If the price of Bitcoin rises sufficiently, it could help ameliorate the reduction in block rewards, allowing more miners to remain profitable. Additionally, technological advancements and reductions in hardware costs could also help small miners stay competitive. In conclusion, while the halving can increase centralization by disproportionately impacting smaller miners, its long-term effect is also influenced by factors such as changes in the Bitcoin price and advances in mining technology. XRP, no mining necessary, Know what you hold? We got the Cent Wallet special promotion still going on. The Cent Wallet biometric wallet is getting a special discount price. It's down to $119. Prepare for the Bitcoin halving and keep your assets safe in a hardware wallet. If you don't have a Descent wallet, now's the time to get one. Upgrade your security for the halving for $119. Not your keys. Not your crypto Descent biometric wallet. Biometric authentication, convenient and safe. We got an OLED display with 4 big buttons. ELA 5 plus certified secure element. 50 supported blockchain mainnets. 3,000 plus coins and tokens. Biometric wallet. Links down below. Get the Bagman discount. The halving special. Not your keys, not your crypto. Your best wallet for XRP, XDC, XLM, Algo, Flare, Songbird. Sentiment feed traders have been increasing their discussion towards the Bitcoin and the viability of holding through a potential extended correction past the halving. With altcoin sectors like AI, gaming, DeFi, meme coins, and other retracing heavily, expect that the crowd focus will continue to turn towards BTC and fiat liquidations as FUD continues to climb. We got Egg Crypto XRP versus BTC YOLO ban. You only live once update. Can you spot the 2017 XRP BTC fractal line in here? I see it. Do you? XRP Army, stay ready. 0.001857 is on the horizon. We got one from CoinsKid XRP versus BTC as well. It's nearly at the first green line in position in which I said we'll consider converting my BTC into XRP. It's still not there yet, but F me is getting close. XRP setting up that next SEC face melting pump. We got the BTC halving, Bitcoin halving about 3 days, 2 hours away, 420. The longer they take, the higher we climb on that XRP rich list. Top 10% holder, 3,069 XRP. Top 3% holder, 20,000 XRP. Top 1% holder, 61,745 XRP. And the top 0.1% holder, 418,000 XRP. The longer they take, the higher we climb on that XRP rich list. Let a friend know that the moon party is right around the corner, and let them know that the train's left the station. TikTok, better load up while you still have some time. May 3rd, 2024. Join us for the 3rd edition moon party. We also got the pool party May 5th. We also have XRP Las Vegas going on. Know what you hold, know what's coming, and where will those bags be when that regulation jar molasses finally breaks open. XRP's true price is finally revealed. Later, glitches.
Rich ducks up in this place, getting bags until we space. So many NFTs while it's out of space. We richer than the mother duck, rockets headed up. Bags be getting stuffed, bags be getting buffed like crypto Eddie. You know what you're holding, you know what you got. This a once in a life opportunity, take your shot. Filling up more bags when it drop. SEC mad, cause we know the plot. And I'm feeling great when we finally lift off. Don't be shocked, family think you crazy, cause you keep on getting dropped. Sacrifice it all till we hit the top. I'm staking on my coin.